Last week, we talked about love. Put your hand on your heart. And how paying yourself first is like putting your oxygen mask on first. Today, we're taking that foundation of self-love and turning it into self-mastery. You're here to start building your future, not someday, but right now. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll walk through a proven 4-step framework that closes the gap between where you are and where you want to be, starting with a simple tool, a pen and a paper. You'll check in the 6 key areas of your life, then map your 10-year vision, your 3-year picture, your 1-year plan, and your 90-day process. By the time we're done, you're going to be 90% closer to a life that feels aligned, powerful, and deeply personal. You won't just have a dream, you'll have a clear, written plan and a way to finance and live it. And yes, infinite banking is the tool that makes this real, this foundation true. Are you with me? Let's go build your future. So we saw Wile E. Coyote on the previous page. And if Jim Rohn were here with us today, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins' mentor, I can imagine him leaning in with a kind smile and asking, "Hey, do you have your list of goals written down? Let's look at them together. Maybe that's the best way that I can help you right now." And what would you say? Maybe you tell Jim, "No, I don't have a list." Or, "Wait a minute, it's in the car." Or, "My dog ate it." Jim wouldn't scold you. He'd probably just ask, "Well, is it out in your car or at home, or did you drop it on your way in?" And when you say, "No, sir, I don't have a list anywhere," he'd gently say, "Well, young man, young woman, that's where we better start." And then he'd probably hit you with this one. "If you don't have your goals written down, I could guess your bank balance within a few $100. And the crazy thing is, he'd be right. Would that get your attention? Because having big goals, clear, written, reviewed goals, changes your bank balance. Think about that. It changes your confidence. It changes your family. Now, if you're ready to become a serious student of success, let's zoom out for a second. There are 5 major forces that are shaping our lives, your life: environment, events, knowledge, results, and perhaps the most powerful, your views of the future. Let's talk about that last one, your future, your dreams. Of all the influences, your dreams should be the one guiding your daily decisions and your deepest discipline. Because if your future doesn't pull you forward, then the past is going to try to hold you back. You can't have one foot in each. You have 2 ways to face the future. One is with fear and uncertainty, and the other is with a plan and lots of faith. So let's dive into this deeper. You guys ready to create that magnet, that dream to your future? We're tying together all my favorite mentors in one training. It's very exciting. And as Jim said, if you don't design, I thought this was a powerful quote, that's why I included it. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you fall into someone else's plan. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth with everything, whether it's our health, our finances? And guess what they have planned for you? That's what Jim would ask all you. Not much, just enough to get what they need out of you. Let that sit for a second. Just enough or not much, just getting by, not very big expectations. There is not one person here that's listening to this that is the outcome that you want. You wouldn't be here if that was the truth. So we're going to write it down. We're going to get clear. We're going to talk about infinite banking. And within the next 30 to 40 minutes, you're going to know exactly where you're going. And if you're not sure, just write down anything. Just give yourself permission. And we're going to start by the big guy, right? We're going to start by changing our state. Motion creates emotion, is what he would say. We're not going to jump up and down, hoot and holler. But if you're able to, stand up, roll your shoulders back, shake your hands out, and close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath through your belly, hold it, and now exhale through your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. You're going to inhale through your nose, Hold it. Now release your day. Release all that worry. And one more time. Now, I want you to think about 3 powerful moments in your life. So, whatever pops to your head first, it can be big, it can be small, it can be a moment of love, a moment of joy, a moment of happiness, something you're proud of. Just think of 3. Grab any 3 and really feel them. Really put yourself there. And it could be big, like I said, it could be small. And now I want you to think of a time that you were really happy, that you're super joyful. Maybe it's something your kids did. Maybe it's something you did. Maybe it's something you've accomplished. Maybe, just maybe, a smile creeps onto your face. And now I want you to think of a memory that you're grateful for. You know, I always have 1 or 2 that are my go to. I can always be grateful for the moment that Connor arrived to this world, for my first Ironman. What's your moment? What is something that can take you out of today and bring you to that gratitude, to that state of joy, of great gratitude, of appreciation, of love? Feel those. Put your hand on your heart. You're alive. You've done things. You've accomplished things. You made it here. Now, in this state, let's go build what's next. And let's do a quick check-in. And if anybody wants this, you can email me at Jason Sipple or jason@jasonsipple.com. Just send me an email, say, hey, I want the wheel of life. So let's assess, let's check in. Where are you right now in the 6 most important areas of your life? Look at the wheel: your health, your finance, your occupation, your family, your spiritual, and your personal. They're all labeled 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, 10 being that everything's perfect. And if you want, just draw yourself a circle, make little notes and circle each one for yourself. Assess where you're at. Just whatever comes present right away. Don't overthink it. Don't think deeply about it. Just look at health. Okay, I'm a 6 or I'm a 7. Finance, I'm a 7 or 8. Occupation, just mark where you're at and then connect the circle. And this is going to show you, you know, the different areas in your life, because without all of these being fulfilled, all of these being congruent, aligned, we might feel a little bit off balance. So connect the dots, see where you're at, see what you want to improve. You remember your journey, no one else's here journey but yours. That's the beauty and the power of our journey. We might be parallel, we might be in the community, but it's your journey, no one else's. Now, for the profound exercise. Now, this is a combination of what I've learned from Chief Master Neri, what I've learned from Jim and from Tony and from Benjamin Hardy, thinking about our future self. And this profound exercise is quite simple. All it is we're going to grab a pen, a pencil, a crayon, whatever you like to write with, and grab your paper and label it my 10-year vision. And I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. So you can't overthink it. You're going to have to write fast, dream big. I'm actually say dream bigger. Whatever that you put down first, think, can it be bigger? Can it be more? And so when I say go, you're going to have 3 minutes exactly. This is where we're going to play some music. In the replay, I'm sure that'll be added. But right now, live, you guys just hum in your head. Maybe we're listening to the Brady Bunch. I don't know, whatever your jam is. And I want you to set your goals so big that they're going to be a magnet to that future. And I'm going to give you some guides as we go through. So we're going to count it down. 3, 2, 1, and start writing. Where are you going to be in 10 years? Remember, this is going to be a little fuzzy, but where are you going to be? Specifically, where do you live? Do you live in multiple places? Who is around you? Who are you surrounded by? Who is there of your loved ones? Maybe someone has come into your life that's a new love. Maybe you've added to your family. Maybe you have new additions, grandkids. Just who's around you? What have you done? What has changed and shifted? Who have you become? How much have you earned? Are you now a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire? Someone that has hundreds of thousands of dollars? Where do you want to be? What is your and it's your dream. You don't have to be the next Elon. You don't have to take us to Mars. But where do you want to be? You specifically. How much do you give? How much are you tithing? Is it 10%? Maybe you're like the man who spent the first half of his life making money and the second half giving it away. All right, Jim Rohn talks about that. He made $450 million in 45 years and spent the next, half of his life giving all of that away. What do you drive? What kind of vehicle? Maybe you ride a bike. Maybe you're walking to where you go. Maybe you aren't going far. What do you feel like when you wake up? What are those emotions that you feel? Do you feel joy? Do you feel peace? What kind of legacy have you built? What kind of legacy are you building? What are your plans for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years based on what you've built in 10? About another minute to go. And if your dream's not big enough, if it doesn't scare you, then you're not going big enough. Go bigger. Don't write what's reasonable. Write what's real in your heart. What do you want? What does Patricia want? Ernest want? What does Lee want? Set the kind of goals that'll make something of you to achieve them. Another 30 seconds. You're gonna be astonished when you go back and review this later, what you wrote down, what you how free are you in this moment? No judgment, be free. Everything's available, everything's possible. Okay, another 4 seconds, and 3, 2, 1. I'd love it if someone would pop in the chat. What was that experience like? What did that feel like? What are you feeling right now? Are you feeling limitless? Are you feeling like everything is possible? You know what rules are coming up for you? And we're gonna keep moving. I'm giving you a second just to kind of recalibrate, but now write down your 3-year picture. It's gonna be another 3 minutes, and this is gonna be a little clearer. It's not that far away. We're talking about 36 months. I want to know how many hours that was, but I didn't figure it out. But that's okay. This is just, what is your 3-year picture look like? It's not as fuzzy as your vision. And we're going to get started here in another, let's call it 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, start writing. You got another 3 minutes. What have you become in 3 years? What new skills do you have? What is something that you've added to your team or to your building or to your skill set for your position? What has grown? Hopefully not your belly. How do you feel? How do you give? How do you lead? Maybe your business has tripled in this time. Maybe you've 10x'd it. Maybe you've 100x'd it. There's so much possibility with AI and everything else that's out there. We're in the best time in history, with the most resources, with the most money. Maybe your marriage is stronger than ever. Maybe you have a new marriage. Maybe you're traveling with your kids every quarter. Maybe you get to travel for the first time. Maybe you're finally working fewer hours. You put in the time, and now you've built the system and processes and built the team that you have bought back your time. Like a gentleman I talked to earlier, working 12, 13-hour days with a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. But 4 years ago, he was delivering balloons. Today, he's buying 200 plus doors. Write it all down. Let yourself want what you want. Maybe you bought another bike and your wife's like, you don't need any more bikes, Jason. You have 3 bikes. But if you want it, write it down. This is your journey. About another minute and a half. No justifying. No justifying. Want what you want. Maybe you want a red car. Maybe you want a lifted pickup truck if you lived here in Florida. Maybe you want a dually. I don't know. What is it that you want? Maybe you're traveling for 4 months of the year. Maybe your kids have joined you on the journey. Maybe you're going to family retreats together to talk about what you all want. You guys are doing awesome. This would be so much better with music. And you're going to thank me for not singing to all of you, because I'm a terrible singer. But I do enjoy it still. We got another 30 seconds here. And something astonishing is happening right now, together, in this moment, on this day. I'm going to tell you what that is in a moment. Something is shifting. Something is changing. Pen to paper. You're creating new pathways. You're creating new possibilities. Another 5 seconds. Now, if you were all together, I'd have you high-five each other, celebrating. That's it. Pens down. You are 50% closer to a future that you didn't even imagine. Or maybe you're getting more clarity because you've already done this exercise before. But whatever it is, you're 50% closer than you were just 6 minutes ago. That's wild. How often do you take the time to give yourself space to think and plan and dream? To just sit down and think. Like Henry Ford said, thinking is the hardest job in the world. Now, we're just going to go out 12 months. We're almost halfway through 2025, and that's wild. Wild to me. So now with this one, we're going to get clearer and clearer as we come closer and closer to we are in the present. So shake it out a little bit. You're halfway, only 2 more of these to go. And let's bring that 1-year vision down to earth. Let's bring that focus attention to what has to happen, what you need and want, actually what you want to happen. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Start writing, write fast. Where do you want to be in 1 year? What is it going to look like? What habits must go? What people must go? What is your floor, meaning your standards? Where do your standards need to be? Are you staying up late and getting up late? What relationships need to be strengthened? What is maybe making you sad in your relationships? What is holding you back as someone that you wish was closer to you and you wish that they'd reach out to you? Maybe you can be the catalyst. You can be the one that opens up and is vulnerable and invites that person to have a conversation. Tomorrow's never promised. How much money are you going to pay yourself first? Yes, there's money involved in our dreams. Remember last week we said it might not be as important as oxygen, but it's right up there. What have you improved? What have you healed? What have you learned? What have you built? What have you given? What have you created? Remember, we are all builders, no longer borrowers. And we talked about this not that long ago. Discipline, self-discipline, self-awareness, self-control. Because discipline, as Jim Rohn reminds us, is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And a lot of times it's boring. It's boring, y'all. Doing the same things, answering the same questions, talking about the same topics day in and day out. We're like squirrels. Squirrel, squirrel. Like everything is a distraction. There's so much technology. There's so many things. I go check one thing and I'm down a rabbit hole. So how do you get so clear that you know what you are not going to give attention to? Go in monk mode. Turn everything off except what you're focused on. Put a paper up on your door saying, "Don't bother me, I'm in monk mode." Put that on your phone. Send a message out to people. Let them know. Get really, really clear on where you're going. And when you know where you're going, you'll know what you don't want to have with you. Another 20 seconds, another 15 seconds. You guys are doing awesome. What must you achieve? What 3? And what's the top one? Circle the top one right now. Another 5 seconds. Awesome. Awesome. We're 75% there. One more time. Shake that hand out. I don't know if you're ambidextrous. Maybe you're using the other hand for this last sprint. If not, just suck it up. It's only 12 minutes of writing. Work out that muscles, work out that carpal tunnel. Maybe give it a little stretch, a little of this, and we're going to go into this last one. I call it the process, the building blocks, the stepping stones, or maybe we can call it the 90-day sprint. Again, peel it down to what 3 things will move you the fastest forward in the next 3 months. Could you accomplish what you can accomplish in 12 months in 3? Remember the principle that you will take up the time that is allotted to achieve the goal. If you tell yourself, hey, it's going to take me 90 days, it'll take 90 days. If you say, hey, Parkinson's principle, it's going to take me a day, it will take a day. We're taking 12 minutes to build your future. So here we go. That was your break. You caught your breath, and we're going to start rolling in 3, 2, 1, go. The momentum builder, the muscle creator, the reps. Remember, it's almost beach season. You got to do your reps. Get those biceps pumped up. Get those triceps going. The ones for show, the ones for dough. That's what Matthew McConaughey's father would say. What are your 3 outcomes in the next 90 days? The top 3. What results do you expect of yourself? Who do you need to become? What's the one skill? Maybe it's communication. Maybe it is discipline. Maybe it's respect. Maybe it's love for yourself. What actions are you going to take on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? How are you measuring and monitoring this? Who are you doing this for? Is it for you? Maybe you can do it for your kids. If you're not ready to love yourself more, will you do it for someone else? We'll often do more for others than we will for ourselves. Maybe it's for your grandkids. Maybe it's for the man or the woman that you are with. Maybe it's who you're becoming for the person that you will become. This is the power of clarity. What are those consistent steps that you're going to take on a day-to-day basis to achieve this goal, to achieve the impossible? Remember, we started at 10 years out, 3 years, 1 year. Now we're in the last 90 days to move you forward. And nothing will happen unless we're taking our vision and applying what? Applying action, steps. You're going to have to fall down a few times. You're going to have to put the ego aside. You're going to have to be willing to look like you don't know what you're doing. Are you willing to do that for your dreams? Most people aren't. You guys are very, very unique. Keep writing. I know your hands are tired. You got less than a minute. We're coming in on the last 30 seconds. Again, what is your why? What is driving you? What's that thing, that feeling that you're moving away from? Stress, worry, financial pressure. Maybe it's pressure from yourself. Maybe it's pressure from your past, pressure from your future. 5 seconds. I gotta sing, laugh out loud. I just looked over. And pens down, pencils down, crayons down. Let's do a little woo, woo, little high five, a little pat on the back, little yes. Yes, I can. Let's go. 90%. You have just collapsed time. 12 minutes. You are 90% closer to your goals. Now the 10% is the action, the steps. So what is next? You have just created a beautiful future. I saw this about Elon Musk. I'm going to share a quick story. And I was looking at it yesterday. When he exited his first company, the big X, it was $180 billion. Guess what Elon did? He took all of it, every penny, and invested it in SpaceX, in Tesla, and I forget what his solar panel company is, but in the solar company. All 180 billion. He invested, he believed so much in his mission to change the world. That is his mission. Whatever you think of him, that is a pretty big dream to take us to Mars, to take us to another planet, to have clean energy. But he invested every single cent. And now he had to borrow rent. That's pretty crazy. So now you're part of the few who plan. You're part of what Elon saw for himself. Did you go big enough? If you didn't, it's okay. You can do this again. This is a muscle. This is the reps that you're building. Now, how are you financing this dream? Now that you're in the 5%, don't you want 100% control? Well, with 100% control and guarantees, you got to build up your system. You got to build up your opportunity fund. And the wealthy have used these systems. They've been paying themselves 38% since the 1910s on average. But you just created your future. You might have just created the future for the next 150 years. I got a beautiful message earlier on someone who just started their first policy and said, I've now done what my father and my grandfather could never do. And it was tears of joy. And I asked if I could share. And he said, yes, always, because he's so grateful to start the journey. Remember, if you've just got approved and you're just starting. But you've made the time for yourself today. You've made the time to cast your vision in the future, 10 years out. And so, again, you have to think about, how are you going to finance this dream? How are you going to love money and to take care of it, to make sure that it is staying in your family, being passed on the generation? Because every legacy, every dream, it requires cash flow. It requires someone or something to finance it. Why not make that part of your dream? You can take control of that. As we always talk about the infinite banking concept, it's pretty simple. We're changing to one thing. Where are we paying ourselves and storing that money? You know, like it says at the bottom, every dream has a cost. Every legacy requires cash flow. Every breakthrough needs a banker. For you, for each and every one of you, my biggest hope is that you are that system for yourself. And before the end of today, we're getting towards the end here. Let's wrap this up. Let's land this. Before the end of today, take 15 minutes for yourself. Choose a person you love, child, spouse, parent, friend, yourself. Maybe you can write a note to yourself. Write a short note declaring, who are you committed to becoming in the next 10 years? The journey is not about what you accumulate, what you get. It's who you become. Why does this matter to you? What are you willing to change starting now? Not next year, not a resolution now. When's a better time than now? Find an accountability partner. Post it somewhere visible. This is not for your likes. This is for legacy, not on social media. You can share it there, but I'm telling you, this is for you. Maybe it goes on a bathroom mirror. And words are powerful. Writing is permanent. Action is the transformation. So this is your line in the sand. This is you saying no more of where I'm at today. Let's go forward. Declare it. Words make our world. Take an action, right? So we want to have our vision, take radical ownership of it, and take action. That is always my message to each and every one of you. Take radical ownership and take action once your vision is clear. Who are you no longer going to be? Who will you become? Declare it, share it, and go become it. Decide, own, and act. Train, test, and teach. Adopt any of them. All works for me. And so now you've created your future on paper. You cast your vision. You join the 5% of people who don't just wish, but plan, picked a destination. We mapped out your 10-year legacy, reverse engineered it into your 90-day sprint or your process, and now you have clarity that most people never experience. But with clarity without funding is just a wish. That's why we introduced the infinite banking as a system to protect, finance, and accelerate, guarantee this big, hairy, audacious dream, your BHAG. Every goal you wrote down will require capital. But now you know how to become your own banker. You've started building a system the wealthy have used for generations, and it's available to you today. You're not just a dreamer anymore. You're an architect of your own family legacy. Are you ready to declare it? Complete your declaration tonight, your founding fathers' financial freedom declaration. And if you're ready, if you haven't acted yet, book a call with me. Let's talk about your dream. Let's talk about connecting it to today. Let's talk about the action that's going to change and transform your life. I really appreciate, I am super grateful. I'm excited about next week. Keep coming. We got lots of cool stuff every week. We're going to keep bringing you new information, new ways to look at your journey, to be grateful for the journey, to be more loving, more present, more financially free. Exercise that we just did together was simple, but yet so profound. Giving yourself the space, the permission to dream, to get your 10-year vision, to bring that back to your 3-year picture, to your 1-year plan and your 90-day process. You've written it down, you've declared it. Now it's time for you to take action. Go find your accountability partner, share it, share what are your dreams, where you're going, and how are we going to build it and finance your dreams? Because every legacy needs a banker. And my cry for all of you is that let's bring it back to the you and me level. Let's apply the infinite banking process. Let's have fun while we're doing it. Let's enjoy the journey and realize that when we start, that is just the beginning. That is just the testing. That is the growth, the acceleration towards that dream. Let yourself dream on a daily basis. Review it, look at it, write it down, declare it. And I'll see all of you in the next video where we keep showing you how you can have financial freedom like William Wallace and freedom and have a lot of fun while you're doing it. So be blessed, and I'll see all of you in this next video where we go deeper into the infinite banking process. Until next time, blessings.